Bay is located in the Augusta Margaret River region of Western Australia. The bay is named after the French explorer Jacques Felix Emmanuel Hamelin, who sailed through these waters in 1801. A white sandy beach stretches north from a rocky headland, and the bay is generally calm and protected from the prevailing southerly winds. This made it a useful place to load timber on sailing ships, and MC Davies & Co. constructed a large jetty out into the bay to facilitate loading. The first 500 feet of the jetty was built between 1881 and 1882, and a further 1,300 feet was added to allow larger vessels to use the facility. It might be difficult to imagine today, but steam cranes, water pipes, lighters, channel markers and large vessels once made this a bustling port. With the closure of the timber mills in 1913, the Hamelin Bay jetty fell out of use, and the jetty at Flinders Bay started to assume a greater importance. The bay may be sheltered from southern winds, but it's very exposed to gales that come in from the west during winter. On July the 22nd, 1900, a storm sprang up and 3 ships, the Katinka, Love Spring and Nor'wester, all came to grief, with the loss of several lives. Although the Nor'wester was eventually repaired, the other 2 ships were so badly damaged that they were sold for scrap. The graves of 4 of the sailors drowned that night are in the old cemetery at Carrydale. Bad weather here has led to a number of other shipwrecks, and these include the Agincourt, Arcadia, Aristide, Claudia Else, Glenbervie, Hokitika, Tovar and the SS Waterlily. A navigation light was built on Hamelin Island in 1937, but in 1967 it was relocated to the mainland and is now known as the Foul Bay Lighthouse. A salmon fishery was established in the bay in the 1940s. The old jetty gradually fell apart, and the few spars remaining today is all that remains of this once very large structure. Hamelin Bay is a great place to kick back and relax. Located between Margaret River and Augusta, it's a very popular spot and offers safe boating and swimming. The caravan park used to have sites right next to the beach, but these have gradually been moved further away, with units taking their place. The park's essentially all there is in the way of accommodation at Hamelin Bay, and includes a kiosk that supplies things like snacks, bait, ice, etc. One of the main attractions at Hamelin Bay are the large smooth rays, black rays and smaller eagle rays that have become accustomed to people and often appear like magic when a boat comes into the boat ramp. The stingrays are hoping for a feed of fish and are often rewarded. The most famous of all these rays was called Stumpy. Stumpy was one of the oldest and most friendly rays at the bay. Unfortunately, some callous, ignorant people butchered this harmless ray, the only one with no tail and therefore no defence. If I ever find out who they were, I would not hesitate to publish their names so that everybody could know who was responsible for this act of complete bastardry. The stingrays in this area are a major tourist attraction, and we can happily report that the West Australian government did finally act to protect the rays of Hamelin Bay in February 2012. Sadly, it was too late for Stumpy, but at least all his friends are now much more safe. Despite the presence of the stingrays, people do swim and snorkel in the bay. It is wise, however, to remember that they are still wild animals, and despite the fact that they're used to people, they can be unpredictable. The fate of Steve Irwin should serve as a reminder that these animals must be shown respect and not interfered with in any way. There are some highly irresponsible things written online about being able to frolic with the rays at Hamelin Bay. For your own safety, ignore this utter nonsense and don't put yourself in dangerous situations. While some people do feed the stingrays, the authorities advise against it, and it's best to just stand back and watch the rays rather than getting too close. The best time to see the stingrays at Hamelin Bay is in the summer months, when they are more active, though they may be present at any time of year. A short walk track leads south to a lookout on the rocky headland, and the Cape to Cape track passes through this area. Hamelin Bay has been the site of whale strandings in the past. In March 2018, some 150 pilot whales stranded along the beach north of the boat ramp, and sadly most of them could not be rescued. A similar event happened 10 years previously, with 80 whales stranding along the same beach.